Hey folks, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. Don't forget the ink. Hey, there's some helpful information for you. So, we're a small company that makes more lock and hub kits and conversions than anybody else on the planet. We're both familiar with solid axles, and from what I know, we're the only ones that have any experience with IFS, since we do the Chevrolet line, the Dodge line. So, there's a Chevrolet 1500 shaft. You see where the two bearings ride, and you got your lock and hub on the outside. There you go, right on. So, on this Ford cheesy, man, I feel sorry for you guys. This IWE integrated wheel end and this vacuum coupler, and man, I'll tell you what, this is a mess. And, you know, making it a default where it's engaged all the time, and vacuum motor right here exposed to all the elements. Of course, you guys that have been around for a while, I mean, vacuum hubs came out in the 90s. Chevrolet, hell, all the manufacturers played around with them. And if you've been alive that long, you basically know that they were a disaster. They disengaged, they engaged, they failed, yada, yada, yada. I mean, the whole 90s was yanking them automatic hubs off. Hell, the 80s, some Chevrolets, yanking them things off and putting manual hubs on. And so this is your Ford design. So here you go. You got these little bitty skinny ass teeth. These are profile teeth so that they can engage and disengage on the move. They gotta be very thin, because vacuum motors can't move things very far. But I want to show you guys something. Do you see that right there? That ring is in default mode. It has no energy in it. And that's one of the reasons that this new modern IWE Ford system has so many problems, is because when there's a problem in the system, the hubs are engaged. When there's a problem in the system, the hubs are engaged. And when there's not a problem, the hubs are disengaged. That's the first time that anybody's ever done that before. All previous designs, both Ford and everybody else, default mode, no electrical current, no vacuum or whatever, the hubs were disengaged. This is along the belief that most people understand that full-wheel drive trucks are not driven 100,000 miles or 20,000 miles or even 1,000 miles with them engaged. That's just not the way things are in the real world. So, there it is right there. And you got your little cheesy little shaft right here. This shaft compared to this Chevrolet shaft right here, or a Dodge, running these great big old bearings in and out. See these great big old bearings? One goes on the inside, one rides right there and stabilizes everything, and then of course your locker slides on. You see all that engagement? That's positive engagement. Here's 1-ton Chevrolet. You see this shaft? You see this engagement? And here's our hub. Like I was telling you, there's this great big old bearing in the back, and there's one in the front. So, these big old shafts are stabilized in 2 places. That has never been done before. All the manufacturers previously have always got by with 1 bearing, shaft and bearing. There's a Ford, 2003 down. There's that little bearing. Here's a big Ford. There's that roller bearing right there, sealed. So, that's right. We put 2 bearings in ours. So, anyway, moving on to your cheesy Ford IWE deal. So, that's all the room that we've got. So, if you're looking at this with any bit of common sense, you can tell that if there's a 1/4 of an inch engagement, boy, you're really pushing it. You are really pushing it. And that ain't much. And on top of that, guys, with the TOD transfer case, Borg Warner, this thing's disconnecting and connecting all the time on its own from the transfer case, which gets the parameters from the powertrain control module, so you ain't in charge. Anyway, let's slip this down on there. Don't. Okay, my friends, I think you can see that this shaft is engaged. That's the default mode. That spring pushes the gear all the way, and that is the default mode. It's engaged. So, contrary to popular belief, or whoever lied to you, if you got you a Ford F-150, it's really a full-time, full-wheel drive. If you just get in it and nothing ever gets engaged, then you got you a full-time, full-wheel drive. That's what you got. Full-time, full-wheel drive. Now, like I said, this coupler just comes back just a little bit. We can make it come back. All you gotta do is suck on that thing real good. So, let's put our shaft back in with no engagement. There we go. Now, I'm gonna let y'all look at something real quick, get a close-up. We'll simulate something. That's engaged. That's disengaged. That's disengaged right there. That's all you gotta move it. Disengaged and engaged. That's it. Now you can probably understand if you have any problem with your vacuum system and it doesn't pull the coupler back all the way, you can see how you might have this constantly grinding problem. That's it. In summary, the whole design is, well, I'd say less than desirable. Let's be really kind. God bless you. God bless America. If you want some locking hubs, give us a call. Who knows, you might find some Fords pretty soon. Bye.